Okay, folks, we're about to attempt a repair on this washing machine. I need to say at the get-go of this video that whenever you take the covers off any device that is mains powered, there is always an inherent risk. Some devices can still carry a charge even when they're unplugged and disconnected from the wall. You only partake in this type of repair if you know what you're doing, and you need to be able to do it safely. So anything you do so at your own risk. And I have had a little bit of time in the field as a field service technician, and I'm confident enough to open a device that's mains powered and do it safely. Let's get on with the repair. Now, the washing machine we are looking at today is an LG direct drive system. It's a WT R107 TURBODRUM. And the symptoms of the problem have been that when I've gone to get the clothes out of the washing machine, they have been wet, like they haven't been spun properly. But what we realized was that there was water dripping out of the top of the machine. And the reason for that happening was because at the back of this device here, we have the inlet valves that are supposed to stop water when the water's not supposed to be coming in. But one of those was leaking, and yeah, I'll try and get it to start so I can show you what it looks like. So what's happening is you'll see over here, every now and then it's going to drip. And after a load is finished, if it stays in there for long enough, you'll find that it's going to be sodden, and there's always the possibility that the valve will fail as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump in and we're going to replace the actuation valves at the back of this, the whole assembly, and hopefully we'll have a machine that works. Okay, the tools we're going to require, pretty much the only tools you're going to need are a Phillips head screwdriver and a pair of vice grips, and maybe a pair of these needle nose pliers. I'm hoping that's all I need. All shall be revealed. So before we disconnect the water, what we're going to want to do is just make sure the taps are off so that they don't spray all over the floor. And also, you'll want to make sure that your washing machine is not plugged into the wall. Now, to find the correct part, what I did was I went online and I put in the model number, which is over here on the left hand side. It's a WTR107, and I made sure that this part was compatible. So fingers crossed. I think it's a clone rather than the proper device, so I'm hoping that it's compatible. We shall find out. It looks like it should fit. Now that the water is off, we're just going to disconnect the hoses. And using the Phillips head screwdriver, we're going to remove the screws. There's one at this end here, and we'll just pan up a bit. And there's two here, and one at this end here. So 4 screws in total. And open sesame. So there's our assembly. Before we take it out, we disconnect these cables. Now the cables should just happen in the same order, and they're on a loom, so as long as you don't muck around with them too much, it won't be a problem working out where they go back, because they'll just go back in the same order. And we'll take out the old assembly. We have a clamp on the hose over here. It needs to be disconnected. It's quite rusty because we've had a bit of leaking happening at this end. And that is the whole assembly out. We need to keep this part because it goes on the new part that we've got. Now it appears that I need to move one of these across because it's using different parts, so the control system's a little bit different. It marries over here. On we go. And now it all just goes back in the same way that it was before.
And fingers crossed, it behaves itself. So it goes back over here. Put our screws back in again. Once we get our screws back in, we'll put the wiring harness back on, ready. Probably a good idea to plug it back in again. There. Now, because the harness is in a slightly different position, it's going to make our life a little bit difficult. But that's okay, we can get it to happen. We get the ones we can get in, and then we're going to coerce the other ones by disconnecting this tape.
Now something that I did notice was I had to use the vice grips on these connectors. You had to tighten them, really nip them up, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, getting them right up to the point where this was flush and these were fairly taut. And then they stopped leaking. So threads were a lot tighter. Some of these connectors I had to play around with to get them long enough to get them to fit because the weird angles they've got this at. But luckily we didn't need to re-terminate any of them. Not that it would be a big deal. A bit of heat shrink and a soldering iron, you'd be able to do that. But it's nicer that you don't have to do it. And we'll get the lid on and we'll run a load and see how it goes.
Getting all those screws in. Finally. screw goes in. Then we'll mop up the giant puddle behind the machine from trying to get those hoses tight.
And hopefully we have a machine that works now. Well, the filling up is working. We'll find out if everything else works later. And we have clothes that are dry and rinsed, and the drip has stopped. Mission accomplished.